So hi guys, so this is the Himalayan BS4 version. This I've dismantled everything here, and you need to keep this thing free and nothing really much to do. You just have to disassemble whatever is there. This is the content of the box, okay? And a lot of people have been asking me about these. Sorry, not this. Yeah, these ones, and I'll show you where they exactly go. Right out of the box, just to make it easy for you, this is for the Himalayan. Okay, the Himalayan does not get a Delron piece here like the X-Pulse. So I have fixed this, the 3 bolts, to the chassis mount. Like you must have seen, this comes in the box as a separate piece, and the main tower. You must have also noticed there's one more piece that comes separate in the box. This piece. And a lot of people have been asking me what these extensions are for, these two here. And this one goes right there with those 2 bolts. Okay, so that is also where your aux mount sits. The aux mount is the bracket with the 2 white Delron pieces. Okay, so I'll show you how you're gonna mount this tower to the chassis. So mounting it to the chassis, you need only 3 of these M8 bolts that are already comes with the box. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Everything is in here. This entire thing is pre-assembled with the chassis mount, the main tower to the chassis mount. So we're just gonna push it in gently. Now just place 2 bolts here and the third one here. Make sure you also give it a manual tightening. Make sure it doesn't move. Yeah. See, just the 3 bolts. So this was pre-fitted there, right out of the box, and these 2, 1, 2, and the third bolt there inside right away. Okay. So yeah, this is where this piece sits with these 2 bolts. Okay. So this extension is for people who would like to retain the tank grill here, the sides of the tank. There are 2 size bush here. One is the longer one and one is the shorter one. The longer one acts as a spacer which goes right here through this hole here and connects to that. Okay, just keep it in place. And there's an M8 bolt, 70 mm long. Okay, this M8 bolt goes right through here. So this is originally where your headlamp used to sit, and now we are fixing it to the main chassis, like how it was fixed earlier. Okay, once that is in place, see, now you know what that is for, then the spacer. So we will tighten that later. This thing goes in, then we have to loosen that part, this part as well. So this is, here it is, the longer bush, it sits there right through it, and we have fixed it here. Now this bracket comes only for the Himalayan owners. This bracket, the only sole purpose of this smaller bracket is to mount this side grill. The impulse ones do not get this. And also, this is the same place where your aux lamp mounting sits. And of course, again, for the Himalayan owners, you are still gonna get these. So it's up to you whether you want to keep the tower with the grill or you want to just dismantle it and just keep the tower. So these are the 2 bushes that have been provided to you, and a lot of people have been asking what these are. So I've already showed you where this goes. So this goes right there, and the smaller bush, this one, the smaller bush is for the headlamp. Now for the Himalayan, like I said, you need to get your wiring all through this, the back side of the tower, except for one of these, which is your speed sensor cable. You can see that, the speed sensor cable, this one needs to come out of here. Like it's not really long enough to go through this one. Just take this one out of here and place it here. So now after you fixed your speedometer to the unit, all connected, This is your headlamp socket, so we're going to install the headlamp. So like I said, for people who want to keep the rack, you have the mount here, and for people who do not want to keep the rack, you can still have the mount placed right here, or you can remove the bracket. You don't need to use this bracket at all. This one is just for the rack, unless you want the aux lamps. So probably this bracket will just hold one aux lamp, or if you want the two aux lamps, there's this other bracket. So this is the last piece that goes in, and like I said, the smaller bush goes in here. It's a spacer for that. So I kept it loose for now. So once we mount it to the tower, we're going to see the angle, we're going to position it properly, and then only we're going to tighten it. So this is how it goes. Make sure headlamp is the last thing that goes in the assembly, and if you are using visors, replace the visors beforehand. Now whatever lamps you mount, make sure you mount them separately first, because this bracket needs to go in first. Since the bolts are here deep within, once the lights are mounted, you will not have access to these bolts. So first thing first, we mount the bracket. Lamp mount goes directly to the chassis, so the load is not shared by the handlebar at all. So this is going to connect to the chassis. After you have fixed those two bolts for the aux mount, now you mount your aux lights. This is a simple M6 hole. Just need to pin it.